In the murky depths of prehistoric swamps, there lurked a fearsome predator unlike any other. This monster was the stuff of nightmares, with razor-sharp teeth and a strong, armored body. It was searching the seas for its next unwitting prey as its eyes glistened in the shadows. Furthermore, there was no escape once it struck. Crocodiles belonging to the extinct genus Boverisuchus lived between 70 and 100 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period. Comparatively speaking to many other crocodile species, Boverisuchus was a small crocodile. Based on fossil evidence, Boverisuchus's length was estimated to be about 8.2 feet. The tail, which was relatively long and muscular, is not included in this measurement, but the head and body are. Boverisuchus had relatively long legs and a streamlined body shape. It is believed that its small size was an adaptation to a more active and agile lifestyle. It might have hunted smaller prey more successfully thanks to its ability to move swiftly through water and on land. Boverisuchus had a long, narrow cranium with a pointed snout. Compared to the broad, sturdy skulls of several other crocodile species, it was rather thin. A further indication that it was specialized for grabbing prey in water is the lengthened head. Boverisuchus has long, conical teeth, which are typical of fish-eating crocodiles. The fact that Boverisuchus's teeth were smaller and less durable than those of certain other crocodile species suggests that it mostly consumes small to medium-sized fish for food. Boverisuchus might have gripped and tore its victim with the aid of its keen, serrated teeth. The location of the nasal apertures on the skull suggest that Boverisuchus was designed to breathe underwater, since its head was submerged. Because of the placement of the eyes on the sides of the head, which is typical of crocodiles, Boverisuchus would have had a broad range of vision. It is unusual for crocodiles, where the hind limbs are normally longer than the front limbs, for the front and hind limbs of Boverisuchus to be about the same length. Boverisuchus would have been able to travel more effectively on land thanks to its relatively lengthy limbs, either seeking prey or hopping between bodies of water. The relatively thin limb bones indicate that they were developed for speed and agility rather than raw strength. The limbs would have been helpful for swimming as well, since they would have given the animal more momentum and assisted it to steer. Boverisuchus, like the majority of crocodile species, possessed bony armor on its back in the form of many osteoderms, bony plates. In contrast to the more regular and symmetrical osteoderms seen in some other crocodile species, the osteoderms were rather tiny and randomly formed. It is possible that Boverisuchus was not equipped for a particularly violent or combative lifestyle because its osteoderms were not as thick and robust as those found in certain other crocodile species. The rather long and muscular tail of Boverisuchus presumably provided a strong propelling force during swimming, and would have assisted in steering and maneuvering the animal in the water. Boverisuchus may have also used its tail to strike at prey on land or in the water. Strong and well-developed tail muscles would have allowed the animal to strike its prey with great force. Let us tell you that Boverisuchus lived during the late Cretaceous period, approximately 85 to 66 million years ago. With worldwide average temperatures several degrees higher than they are now, the Earth was warmer at this time than it is now. High quantities of atmospheric carbon dioxide during the late Cretaceous also contributed to the warm and humid climate of the period. In what is now South America, which was in the southern hemisphere during the late Cretaceous, remains of Boverisuchus have been discovered. At this time, the southern hemisphere was characterized by a climate that was generally warm and humid, with lush forest and a lot of vegetation. Latitude, topography, and ocean currents, among other things, would have had an impact on the climate of South America throughout the late Cretaceous. While some regions would have been more tropical and humid, others may have been relatively dry and arid. As a primarily aquatic creature, Boverisuchus would have thrived in freshwater habitats like rivers, lakes, and swamps. However, in general, Boverisuchus preferred areas with slow-moving or still water, as this would have allowed it to move and hunt more effectively. The exact habitat of Boverisuchus would have depended on its geographic location. Boverisuchus fossils have been discovered in South America, including Argentina and Brazil. This area was characterized by a range of freshwater habitats throughout the late Cretaceous, including rivers, lakes, and swamps. These regions would have had an abundance of foliage and food supplies for Boverisuchus and other aquatic creatures. Boverisuchus may have moved onto land to hunt or move between water bodies in addition to its freshwater surroundings. Although it would have been less adapted to life on land than many other crocodile species, its relatively long limbs and agile tail would have allowed it to move relatively quickly on land. Talking about their diet, Boverisuchus was probably developed to hunt and consume a variety of aquatic life, including fish, turtles, and small to medium-sized crocodiles based on the anatomy of its skull and teeth. Boverisuchus had a wide array of sharp, backward-curving teeth in relatively long, slender jaws. This shows that Boverisuchus's adaptations were made to help it catch and cling on to slippery prey like fish. Boverisuchus may have consumed small to medium-sized terrestrial species including lizards, mammals, and birds, in addition to fish and other aquatic creatures. In addition to its aquatic diet, it would have been able to hunt these prey items thanks to its capacity to walk on land. This gives us a clue that Boverisuchus was a versatile predator that probably preyed on a wide variety of creatures, both on land and in the water. It would have been an efficient hunter, able to grab a range of various prey items because of its keen teeth and swift movements. Although little is known about Boverisuchus's reproductive system, it is likely that the crocodilian species laid eggs and showed some form of parental care. Female crocodilians dig holes in the ground or build nests out of vegetation as part of their intricate nesting rituals, which are well documented. Usually, after being laid, the eggs are covered with plants or other materials to act as insulation and as a defense against predators. Female crocodilians may also protect their nests and young and give them some parental care until they can survive on their own. Now, let's find out their social behavior. As a prehistoric reptile, it is impossible to know for sure how Boverisuchus interacted with others because there is no direct evidence. Adult modern crocodilians are mostly solitary creatures who spend most of their time alone. They only congregate for mating or to engage in competition over resources like food and territory. Small social groups, such as sibling groups, may form when crocodilians are young, but as the animals mature and gain more independence, these groups usually disintegrate. The social behavior of Boverisuchus may have been similar, with adults living alone and only congregating for mating or resource competition. Boverisuchus may have been well equipped to defend itself against predators and other animals, given the existence of armor plates and a strong tail. This may have further decreased the necessity for social activity. Despite being such huge and powerful creatures with their ferocious appearance, why did these creatures become extinct? One of the most important occurrences in the history of life on Earth was this extinction event, also known as the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event. A significant asteroid impact, volcanic activity, and climate change are thought to have all contributed to its cause. Due to these conditions, many plant and animal species, including dinosaurs, experience widespread extinction, resulting in a global environmental crisis. Boverisuchus would have been particularly vulnerable to variations in temperature, water quality, and food availability as a freshwater aquatic reptile. Boverisuchus existed in freshwater settings that underwent major alterations as a result of the mass extinction event, which likely caused population decreases and ultimately led to the extinction of the species. So this was all about the crocodile Boverisuchus. If you want to get more such updates, hit the bell icon and subscribe to this channel. Also, let us know in the comment section how you find it. By knowing about unique species, we get an idea of how the world, climate, and wilderness was in historic times. We get to know about several new concepts we never knew ever existed. Did you know that long before the Triassic period lived the giant-headed monster predator of the world? Click the video on your screen to know more about it.